As an immigration lawyer who focuses primarily on family-based immigration, I do a lot of marriage-based green card cases. And a question I hear several times a week during my consultations with new clients is, how many pictures of our marriage should we submit? And my initial answer is, all of them. I want literally all of them. And then people fall into like two camps. One camp is, well, we aren't really picture people. We don't take a lot of pictures. First of all, fix that immediately because we need as many pictures as possible. But then the other camp of people is, yeah, but we've been together for like 6 years and we take like 1,000 pictures each year. And those are my people. I really like those people because they document their lives together. And that makes it much easier to meet our burden when we're in front of a USCIS officer to prove that they are in a good faith marriage. How do we physically submit all those photographs? Like literally, do we just print them all out? Do we submit them electronically? That's a question I regularly receive. So I will tell you literally how I prefer to do it. There is no one right way to do this, but I've found over trial and error that a lot of immigration officers seem to respond well to this method. So what I like to do is just open a Word document or any word processing document, and I like to paste all the photographs, 2 photographs to a page. And I like to do it in chronological order, from earliest in time to current. And on each page or next to each photograph, I like to have a brief description, like a couple words, like we went to the Jersey Shore summer 2024, or husband's birthday 2024, whatever. It doesn't matter what the situation is, I want a brief description. And if we literally have thousands of photographs, we can cut out a lot of redundant photographs. So in that situation, I would focus on photographs where you guys are doing something unique, celebrating something, or in a group setting with friends or family. For example, if there's a lot of photographs of you guys just out to dinner, just you two taking selfies, or inside doing goofy stuff, taking selfies, those are much less valuable photos than group photos of you guys with friends and family, because friends and family shows that the marriage is probably real. You're not gonna have a fake spouse who paid you money to get into this fraudulent marriage-based green card case. You're not gonna bring that person to meet your friends and family and take lots of group shots ordinarily. I mean, after watching this video, maybe some fraudsters will begin to do that. But when you go to your immigration interview and the immigration officer asks your spouse, like, who is this person in this photograph, in this group photo, you better have a good answer for that. And you better be able to talk about that person, whether the answer is like, oh, that's my husband's sister. Her name is Carmen. Like, I know her well. What do you want to know about her? That would be a great answer. But, if you don't know that person that well, and it's like, oh, that's my husband's friend. He saw him for the first time in a decade, and we took that group photo. I don't really know him that well. That's also an acceptable answer, but that can't be the answer to every single question that the immigration officer asks you. Other photos that are particularly good are photographs of you guys on vacation. If you go somewhere like Disney World, that's a great photograph. I mean, who's gonna take their fake spouse to Disney World? That's like an expensive way to create a fraudulent immigration case. And by the way, guys, I'm using the word fraudulent a lot. Let me start by saying it is a terrible idea to get into a fraudulent marriage just for an immigration benefit. The risk is so substantial, and I'm gonna be actually making another video about how long you would need to stay married in a good faith marriage to even have a chance of keeping your green card if you get it through marriage. So don't even consider getting into a fraudulent marriage. My advice is always don't do it. Just wait until you're in a real marriage before you apply for your permanent residence. It's not worth it. And I'll repeat that many times over in many videos. So photographs of you guys in vacation settings, on trips, I've had many couples who've taken road trips across the country. They take photographs. We have Easy Pass toll records showing they actually traveled there. They stay in hotels and Airbnbs. We include confirmations of all these hotels and Airbnbs, document their trip. That creates a strong record that you guys have been sharing your lives together. And this is the type of unique stuff that makes your case stand out from the run-of-the-mill cases. So if you have a lot of photographs, like way too many to physically submit, then focus on the ones where you guys are in group settings and doing special things together. Those are much more persuasive photographs and they carry much more evidentiary value. I just want to make one point before I end this video. You should not be only submitting photographs. I've met a lot of people who said, like, we need to submit photographs of our relationship, right? And by their question, they're asking me, is that all we need to submit? And the answer is no. If you only have photographs, you're gonna have a really hard time convincing the immigration officer that you're in a good faith marriage. I've made many videos about the different categories of evidence that you should have. This is just one category. It happens to be a pretty powerful category if you've documented your relationship well and you do fall into the group of people who have like thousands of photographs. And how many should you actually submit if you have thousands of photographs? Well, I don't have a perfect answer. Every immigration officer is different, but I will tell you that I regularly submit 100 to 200 pages of just photographs for clients who have that many photographs. Now, if you're the client, you're the one who's gonna have to go into that Word document and create this detailed description. So you might max out at like 100 pages or so, but the more the better. And it's common for me to submit these green card applications that are this thick, where we need to send it in a priority rate box to USCIS. And I think those cases tend to be the best because when you go to the interview at the end of the process, the immigration officer has already flipped through everything. They've already seen you guys sharing your lives together. They've already seen all of your other evidence that is not photographs, and it just makes the interview easier for you and the immigration officer. They tend to be shorter, they tend to be less hostile, and the outcomes are always better. All right, guys, if you need any assistance with your immigration case, or if you're marrying a US citizen, or if you're the US citizen and you're marrying your immigrant spouse, feel free to reach out. I would love to have you guys as a client. You could schedule a consultation by looking at the video description below. If you're new to my channel and you'd like to learn more about family-based immigration, be sure to subscribe. I put out several videos a week, and I'll see you guys next time for another video.